to be the star surprises over in the Asian Cup, of course, and they currently top the charts over in Group D, of course. Can they get themselves through to the last 16 as group winners? Of course, but Vietnam standing in the way. We'll take a look all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with, of course, another video. Today we're looking forward to a big match over in the Asian Cup as Iraq take on Vietnam, of course, to try and secure top berth over in Group D. Of course, we'll get to that in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash the old subscribe button. But the one-stop shop continues for the Asian Cup right here at Black Mirror season. Again, if you're new, make sure you hit the old subscribe button, of course, to keep your bang up to date. Of course, let's take a look at it then, shall we? Now, these two nations locking horns, of course, in the Asian Cup in Group D. That's right, it is Iraq, of course, have been an absolute breath of fresh air so far against the Vietnam side who've been battling so hard and unfortunately look like they're going to tumble out at this stage. Of course, 5 matches between these two sides. We'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, 24th of January, this match at the Jasmine bin Hamad Stadium. Let's remind ourselves, of course, of Iraq and how we got to this stage. Of course, qualified second round Group C winners, runners-up, sorry, way back on the 15th of June 2021. It's their 10th finals. 2019 was the last. They did win it back in 2007, and guess what? They're in the conversation right here, right now. Jesus Casas is your manager there with Dano Al-Sad, your star man. 33 to 1 to go the distance. I do have them making the last 16, but of course, I think they could actually go further than that. Of course, so far, so good for Iraq, of course, picking up a 3-1 win over Indonesia, but of course, that was just the tip of the iceberg, of course, because they then really flexed their muscles with a monstrous win against Japan, and they were all for it. All all credit to them for that win. Puts them, of course, top of the charts. 6 points out of 6 for them. They're through to the last 16, but we don't know what capacity they're going to be in now. They're going to be winners or they're going to be runners-up. We'll see. Of course, got a good goal difference as well for them at the moment, but let's remind ourselves of the star individuals. Then Hassan between the sticks, Doski, Adnan, Sulaka, Ali, Risan, Bashish, Rashid, Al-Habadi, Hussein, and Jasmine, of course, up top. That's, of course, Iraq. What about Vietnam, of course, whose hopes are fading, if not already out, extinguished perhaps? Qualifies Vietnam, qualified second round Group G runners-up. 15th of June 2021, this is their 5th finals. 2019 was the last. They were 4th place, though, back in 56 and 60. Philip Trossier is your manager. Philip Nygain is your star man. 101 to go the distance. I did expect them to make the last 16, but unfortunately, they are, I believe, out, of course. How are they out? Let me try and decipher this one. Of course, 4-2 loss against Vietnam, against Japan, 1-0 loss against Indonesia, and of course now setting up that shitter against Iraq. Of course, a win against Iraq would put them on 3 points. Goal difference is a bit of a problem. And I think the match records against Japan and Indonesia, the head-to-heads, is where I think that'll put Vietnam bottom of the pile. So I think they're already out. I think that's the understanding. Let's remind ourselves, of course, the squad here. Of course, we know it's a familiar names to us all. We've got Din Trunu between 6, Tuan Tai, Dua Mane, Tan Bin, Tan Tai, Tanar, Quang Hangai, Hong Dok, Van Kang, Van Toan, and Tuan Hai. Of course, everybody knows that. Let's take a look at the records there between these two sides. They have played each other 5 times, 2007, 4 wins at Iraq, nothing for Vietnam. There has been a draw, of course, between the two sides. Iraq coming to this on a 2-0 win, their biggest, scored 8 goals in total over Vietnam, scored 1.60 goals a game on average. Vietnam, though, they haven't got the win, but they have got 3 goals, scored 0.60 goals a game, a ratio, of course. Vietnam, though, 17% form for them, just 1 win in the last 6. Of course, they are rock bottom of the group right now. Iraq, though, 5 wins in the last 6 games, 83% form for them, and looking pretty good for qualification. At the moment, these two sides did play each other back in November 2023, not too long ago. It was a World Cup qualification match. It was a 1-0 win for Iraq, who have won 3 matches on the spin against Vietnam. But the bookies' odds coming at you for this one. It is, of course, 2017 on is Iraq. They are favoured here. 15-4 is, of course, Vietnam, who, of course, already eliminated. And 23-10 is the draw at the moment. The public vote, again, still fresh out there. 78% have gone with Iraq, 70% gone with Vietnam, and 4% have gone with the draw here. Me on this one, of course, Iraq look good right now. And of course, I'm going to take some stopping in that last 16. I think they could go at least quarterfinals at the moment. The wheels of momentum are cooking, of course, and I do think they'll come out top with a convincing 2-0 win against Vietnam side, already packing the bags and already looking forward to getting back into qualification mode. But for me, Iraq, one of the star surprises so far in the tournament, and I think that will continue with a perfect record in their respective group. Of course, we'll see if I'm right and if I'm wrong, of course, later on. But until then, guys and girls, we're done right here. Looking forward at this one.